Hey Dallas, it's been a while. How are you feeling, and are you going to play on Sunday?
Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to see you guys. It's been a long time. No, I'm feeling good. It's been a blast being able to get out there with the team again. Just see their faces a little bit more. When you're on IR, you're out of the building for a while. So it's been good to see those guys. It's just been a blast to be back. For Sunday, we're still just day by day. I got to go out there and ran some routes with Carson today, but we're still taking it slow, making sure everything's the way it's supposed to be.
Kristen and then Rube.
Hey Dallas, good to see you again. As we talk about you ramping back up here to potentially play again, you mentioned those conversations with Carson. I mean, what is this week like, and how do you try to make sure that you are back to where you were pre-injury this week?
Yeah, it's just making sure. I've been in the meetings, making sure I got the game plan down, know the ins and outs of it and everything. Not getting the reps in practice. I got to make sure I'm ready for whatever happens on Sunday, whether I'm playing or not. So that's kind of been the main thing, just making sure I know what Carson's thinking, what I'm thinking, the different looks that we're going to see. Just making sure we're on the same page. So if I do happen to play, that we can, go out there and do some good things.
If I can follow up real quick, what were those conversations like, while you were on IR out of the building? I mean, who are you texting every day? How are you making sure that you're still, in contact and in conversation with these guys?
I would try to come in. I didn't have to be here as early as everybody else, so I could do the treatment while they were at meetings. But I would always come early, see everybody in the locker room, and then I still live with Avonte Maddox, so I was able to see him, ask him what the vibes were like, how practice was, and stuff like that. So I was able to stay in, and it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or whatever. So I didn't get too far away.
Ruben and Mike K.
Hey, Dallas, good to see you back. What will you need to see, and what will the trainers need to see tomorrow and Saturday for you to know that you'll be ready to go Sunday?
There's a lot of things, to be able to sustain a block, sit in there and have someone pushing against me while I'm pushing against it. I got to be able to run good routes. I can't go out there at 75% and just get covered. I'm just a waste. So just making sure I'm feeling good, I look good, and then it's just going to be a decision between us, the coaches, and the trainers, whether or not they think I'm good enough in the position to play.
Mike and then Les.
Hey, Dallas, since you've been sidelined, we've seen some young guys like Travis Fulgham and John Hightower step up. When you're at home watching the TV or these games, how exciting is that for you as another young guy that you're going to get to grow with these players?
Yeah, it's a blast. Seeing what Travis did from, I think it was the San Francisco game here on out, he's played really well. He's done a lot of great things. His size, his speed, his ball skills, he does a great job out there. And, he's always smiling. He's a fun guy to be around. Same with John Hightower. He can really fly. I'm excited to see what he can do, keep growing. If Jalen's playing, get to see him play a little bit. And then, we just got so many people close to coming back that it's going to be fun to just see what this team can do here in the next few weeks.
Les and then Martin.
Hey, Dallas. The play on which you got hurt looked so innocuous. Can you describe to me what happened, and if you'd ever had anything quite that serious, if you thought it was serious when it happened, and so on?
Yeah, so I caught the ball and I went and I kind of got stood up by a linebacker, and a D lineman came and rolled up, landed on my ankle, and I had a little fracture in my tibia, and then I had a high ankle sprain. And that was probably one of my worst injuries. I've never really missed a game. In my college career, NFL, I didn't play against Atlanta last year, but that was my only missed game. So this has been like my first real injury. Thankfully it wasn't worse than it was, and I'm able to be back out here.
We have time for two more, so we'll go Martin and Pat Gallen.
Hey, Dallas. Obviously you got injured pretty early in the season, and Zach Ertz is out for a while now. What is that kind of, going to be like? I mean, you guys obviously, staked a big part of the season on using 12 personnel to your advantage, and, you might go most of the season or a good part of the season without that. How's that going to be? What's that going to be like? How are you guys going to adjust?
It's going to be the same thing. Rather than Zach being in the F spot, we'll have G Ward in there. We'll still be able to do a little bit of Tiger down the road when I'm back, and with Rich, and then Zach will get back eventually. But it's still, we got the game plan. Like you said, we got some young guys stepping up. Fulgham, we got G Ward, Hightower, Jalen Rieger, and just the other guys that are out there, JJ, whoever it is, we can stick them in there and do different things. So I think that's just what we'll do. We'll keep running our offense, just different people in different positions, finding different ways to get people open.
Go ahead, Pat.
Dallas, you mentioned that you were out of the building for a while. What was a day in the life like for you? And then what were Sundays like for you? Were you watching from home, or what was the deal?
Yeah, so initially, I think my treatment time started at 9. I'd usually get here at 8 o'clock, see the guys, watch the team meeting, and then I'd go into the training room. And it started, I just ice it. That was like the first progression. And then it was ice and a little bit of movement, like manual resistance with the trainers. And then I was able to walk on the underwater treadmill. And then it was just day by day, it just be a little bit different. I eventually got to start walking out of the boot. And then it was just a slow progression. I'd run on the underwater treadmill. I went to a treadmill in the weight room that puts air in you so you can be less than your body weight but still running. So I was just able to continue the range of motion of my ankle, but I didn't have all the force of my body weight. So that's just kind of what I was doing every day, just working on my range of motion, working on the movement, and just hoping there's less pain each day with the movements I'm doing.
And what about on Sundays?
Oh, yeah, Sundays. So when they were on the road, I stayed back home and just watched on the TV. But the last 2 games were home games, so I was able to go up, sit in the suite up there with some of the inactive guys, the practice squad players, and just watch the game from up there, it was really cool. Made me miss the field a lot. But just being able to see up there, it was a great picture, to be able to see what the defense is doing, see what the offense was doing. You just get more of a view from being up in the sky rather than right down on the field. So that was cool. But, it's not nearly as fun being up there as it is on the field.
You were kind of the emergency guy, I guess, against the Giants. You got in maybe a couple snaps, but how's the injury feeling? And is there anything you can learn from watching from the sidelines? I mean, how valuable can that be, kind of just sitting out and watching from the sidelines?
I feel much better. But watching from the sidelines, you see a lot, you learn a lot. Definitely when you're sitting on the sidelines. So just watching the guys like Robe and Slay, looking out, trying to figure out new things, new techniques I can use, or new ways I could play a certain route or play as much as I can. So that's definitely a good thing when you got guys like that out on the field playing still.
Dave and then Les.
Hey, Avonte, this is a game where it seems like it would make sense to have Slay travel. When that happens so far this year, how has it been for you? I mean, because that also means that you have to move around the field a little bit too.
Oh yeah, you definitely, guys move around. You just got to be able to adjust. If they want Slay to be on someone, then I just got to be able to make that adjustment. And we always communicating out on the field. I'm watching as they break the huddle. Slay is watching as well, and wherever Slay go, I know I just go opposite of him.
Les and then Martin.
Hey, Avonte. Jim Schwartz said this week that when you're healthy, you're definitely his starting outside corner opposite Slay. What does that mean to you, and how do you feel you were playing before you got hurt?
It means a lot. No matter what's going on, whatever they want me at, whatever they want me to play, I'm always willing to play, no matter if it's safety, linebacker, whatever, corner, whatever you guys think. But What was the second part of the question?
Well, just how do you think you were doing before
how
you
do I
got
think I'm
hurt?
doing for the season? Yeah. I always see improvement in my game. I watch, and I'm trying to pick out as many things as I can. But when it come down to it, I just have to narrow it to one thing each day. And it's just I can't fix it all at once. So, I just pick one thing out and I focus on that one thing for either is it this week or is it this day, and I just attack it that type of way. So I won't just be scrambling all around, at once.
Thank you.
Martin and then Zach.
Hey, Avonte. I mean, you've obviously gone against the Cowboys the past couple of years. You've seen Amari Cooper have some really big games against you guys. You've also seen, other NFC receivers, McLaurin and Darius Slayton. So when you see what kind of Slay's already done on guys like McLaurin and Slayton. How effective do you think he can be against someone like Amari Cooper, and what makes him so successful if that's the case?
Slay's a great player. I soon to be, one of the top. Well, he is a top corner now. Hall of Famer. I see in my eyes, and Slay just he does everything right. He works hard. He takes his time in the film room. He takes his time out on the field to perfect his craft. And you give him a job, and he's always ready to take upon it. And that's what we need in our back end in our room. And I'm just happy to be able to learn as much as I can from him. So definitely, whatever job he has, he's definitely willing. He's going to get it done.
Zach and then Kristen.
Hey, Avonte, a few weeks late asking you this question, but what happened with the injury? It seemed you were trying to make a tackle on Boyd, and then you were trying to warm up on the sideline, but you went back in. Did you realize at the time it was going to be a 3-4 week injury?
No, I didn't know it was going to be that long. I never had it before, have this type of injury before on my ankles. But, yeah, I thought I was able to get back in, but, just being able to jog with it. But, yeah, I felt like I wouldn't be able to cut as much. So, I was trying to tackle him. I kind of slipped off his shoulder. I think my foot got stuck in the ground at the time. So that's kind of what happened.
And then you spoke at the beginning of the call that, you were in an emergency situation last week. How do you feel overall now? Are you physically what you were pre-injury?
Yeah, I feel much better this week. I feel great, as I'll say. So that's all that really matters. Whatever we got game plan going in with me doesn't really matter. But I feel great. I'm always ready to play.
We'll take two more here with Kristen and John.
Hey, Avonte, taking a look at this Cowboys offense, the receivers have kind of been the only constant. There's still a question mark as to who's going to play at quarterback. The offensive line has been in flux a lot this season. When you look at this receiving core for Dallas as a whole, what really stands out to you?
Just looking at the receiving core, is maybe like one of the best receiver cores we've faced this year. They got guys that can make plays. From all three of them that's out there. They're explosive. You got fast. You got good hands, guys. You got guys that can do all. And this is a challenge for us this week. Be able to keep these guys under. No touchdowns and under 100 yards receiving from each and every one of them. So, this would be a tough week upon us, but we always challenging and ready to go for it.
Hi, John.
Hey, Avonte. Kristen kind of mentioned the uncertainty at the quarterback position. Typically, when you play Dallas, you know what to expect with Dak. Even Andy has a pretty significant history. But if it's Ben DiNucci, how much does that uncertainty, not seeing him, affect the cornerbacks?
You can't take no one light. Ben DiNucci, he's an NFL quarterback. He was drafted in the 7th round, and he's able to make plays, and that shows by him getting inside the league. So, you can't take no one for as a slouch, and we definitely, ready for anything that's thrown at us. He's definitely can use his legs as well, and he can make a throw as well. So, definitely looking forward to this week. No matter who they have out there, if it's Andy or DiNucci, but we'll see.
Hey, Jordan, how the heck are you?
I'm great, mate. How are you?
I'm good. So, are you a right tackle this week? And how do you feel about that? And what do you think the setup is going to be long term now with Jason Peters back?
I don't have any comments on whether I'm playing right or left. I just try and prepare the best I can at any position, whatever the team needs. As for this week, I don't really know yet. Nothing's set in stone. It's part of the job that whatever the team needs, you just need to be prepared for. So we've been doing that at practice, doing left and right. But as of now, nothing's set in stone, and yeah.
Did you think you were playing well enough to stay at left tackle?
I think I was doing my job. I was doing the best I can. Was it perfect? Sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. But as we're keeping the job, yeah, again, I can only control what I can control, and I can only put out into the universe what I give. So yeah, it's not up to me.
Thank you.
And then Dave.
To like kind of balancing your setting, trying to further your career and solidify your spot on this team. There's also a future Hall of Famer in JP who's still in the building and still vying for that position. I mean, what's it like to kind of deal with that and balance that?
I mean, this is part of. I always say it like it's part of football. I understand that now. This is my third year on the team, and trying to make a name for myself. I think just doing all the little things like correcting the details and just being whatever team player you need to be, whatever player you need to be on the game days during practice. I think that's still solidifying a name for myself. Trying to be as diverse as I can and be that player that can play any position.
Dave and then Jimmy.
Hey, Jordan, when you got here, you were playing primarily on the left side, and then you eventually learned how to play on the other side. Where's the comfort level now? I mean, obviously you have more reps on the left, but is the right side getting there?
Yeah, definitely. Right side is definitely getting there now. Just like I said, more reps that I can get at right tackle, more comfortable I feel. So yeah, it's just all about detailing out my technique.
Jimmy and then Bo.
Hey, Jordan. You had previously equated playing right tackle with wiping your backside with your non-dominant hand. Do you have maybe a new comparison for how you feel about the position now?
Yeah, nah, it's still the same. Still the same.
Bo and then Zach.
Jordan, what have been the things that you have learned from playing in these 4 games? What's been different, and I guess what are the things that you do need to improve on?
I think the biggest thing that I've learned is, I guess, the feel for the position. Going up against different calibers of players, just knowing how to perform a technique the right way against that person. It's something that I take more serious now, like the scouting report on how each individual plays, their style to how they play, and I think that's one takeaway that I've learned from the past 4 games. Just try and do more homework on them and how they play the run, how they play the pass, just everything about that.
Zach and then Jeff.
Hey, Jordan, how would you rate or I guess rank the 4 starts you've made from best to worst?
How would I rank per game?
Yes. Yeah, between San Francisco, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and the Giants.
Damn. Right. Oh, that's a tough one. That Giants definitely number 4. Yeah, definitely number 4. I start from worst to best because that's a tough one. We'll probably do Giants. See, man, I'm biased to the San Fran because we got my first win and my first start. So I want to put that number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that number 1, and we'll go number 2 Ravens, and then number 3 Steelers.
Thank you.
Jeff and then Les.
Jordan, I guess maybe to the layman at home, when they see you blocking and what are you, probably maybe the biggest tackle in the NFL, when they see, a guy that maybe weighs 100 pounds less to you kind of tip you over, they're like, wow, how can that happen? But those, obviously, better than anybody, and those who know the game know that there are so many ways that an end can get even a guy that's 100 pounds larger than them on their heels or tip them. Can you explain what it is that defensive ends do to kind of get a big guy like you off balance?
It's not what they do; it's what I do. I don't know what they're going to do. I said this earlier. I can only control what I do, and if I don't do that, if I don't focus on the details, then obviously they're going to beat me. So, for instance, if I'm not patient with my hands, they're going to swipe my hands and get through like that, easy. What else? If I take too long to put my hands on them and they're just playing with me and doing all the little starter steps and stuff, that's another thing that they'll beat me with if I'm not just the timing with my hands. So it all comes down to me and how I execute the technique.
Les and Tim.
I just wanted to ask again, Jordan, about the Giants game. It was so different from the other three. What happened exactly? What did you feel you weren't doing that you did well in the other games?
Man, I think the short turnaround got to me. First short turnaround ever. I think it just got to me. My legs were gassed. And I just, kept trying to push through it. So, yeah.
We'll go Tim, Ed, and Bo.
Jordan, I know that you said that, having to be malleable, is part of football, but how long does that take where they say, okay, you're just getting kind of your comfort at left tackle, and then they say you're going right? I mean, how long does that take for you to process, and does it come with a bit of frustration as you're trying to get a rhythm going on the left side?
Nah, no frustration at all. I always said it's team first. So, they said, go right tackle. I'm like, cool. Like, what's up, Matt Pryor? What's going on, man? Yeah, I'm back. And I'm like, I'm back, Matt. And then, if I go back to left, I'm like, I'm back, Herbie. So that's pretty much it. I don't really I'm comfortable both sides. Obviously more comfortable on the left, but anytime I can get a rep, in the ones, man, I'm cheering. I'm all for it. Anytime I can get a rep with the ones.
Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, Jordan, I imagine, you probably had some wonder about whether or not you could play football when you first came here 3 years ago. What is it that you've learned about yourself, and how much confidence do you have now, having been out there and proven you can do it over these last 4 games?
I mean, I always say anything's possible if you put your mind to it. I've learned a lot, overcome a lot. And I think you just need to be persistent and stay on the path. I had a lot of people in my life that, were steering me in the right direction, that were there to support me. Big thanks to my girlfriend. She was there. She was a main part. Her being here, we lived together. So she was a big part of, keeping me steady and pushing me in the right direction. No one knows that. I barely talk about her. So I it's basically have a lot of that, a lot of love and thanks for the girl. And yeah, I mean, sorry, what was the second part of the question? I just.
I imagine you're more confident now, knowing you can play, and now that you've had a little taste of it, you probably want a little bit more, I guess.
Oh yeah, man! I'm telling you, anytime I can get in the game, I'm licking my fingers, licking my lips, ready to go. I mean, it's such a great feeling to be out there. I understand why people play so long and why they love the sport. So once I got the taste, it's like I want more, but steady goes.
We'll take 2 more here with Bo and Martin.
Jordan, in addition to not having gotten to play and play football, how was your body holding up fitness-wise? I mean, it has been a long time since you've had to be at the top of your game for that long. So how have you found your body holding up over the course of a game?
Mate, my body is a crook, mate. It's so sore. I have to come in every day to do recovery, and that's how I stay on top of things. I wake up at 6, get in here at 6:30, 7, and then just start doing recovery straight away. Before practice and even after practice, it's something that's making me feel better every day, and that's how I'm staying on top of my fitness.
Go ahead, Martin.
Hey, Jordan. We saw a clip, I think it was against the Ravens, Carson fumbled the ball and the defender picked it up and you hit him and sent the ball flying. Was that a rugby move there on your part? Can Can you kind of describe what was going on there? And did you ever think about playing defensive end?
Well, initially, I was actually just heading over to pick up Carson. That's the only reason why I was in the frame, because I was running over to pick him up. And then I saw the ball pop out, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. And just, was waiting for the right moment, and ended up just trying to hit the ball out and hit him at the same time. And unfortunately, it worked. Would I play defensive end, or have I thought about it? Yes, I have thought about it. But, trying to do one position at a time.
All right, thanks, Jordan.
Jordan, what's the word you use? Crook? Is it crook?
Crook. C-R-O-O-K. Crook. It's like it's an Australian expression for just saying like beat up or
thank you.
Just not well. Not well,
Thanks.
really, or
No,
unwell.
okay.
Hey, Jordan, was that your rugby ability, like when you knocked the ball out? Was that from playing rugby?
It's not rugby. It's a little bit of fun.
All right.
Blink once if you're preparing to play at right tackle. Blink twice if you're preparing to play at right guard.
I just want blink.
But do you have any sense of like where they have where you think you might be playing if you do on Sunday?
As of right now, I'm just gonna be wherever they put me at. So it's kind of up in the air. But I'm just taking advantage of whatever I'm doing right now.
Chris and then Bo.
Hey, Matt, I was wondering if you could take us through what it was like being in the COVID protocol when you had to miss the game, and then you were thrown right back into it on Thursday night. Could you just take us through that whole entire experience?
Man, I dreaded the whole situation. Being away from the team, feeling like an outcast for that, almost about a week, and it kind of it kind of brings you around to what's really important. You get a sense of everything that you have in front of you. Not saying that I didn't know what I had already, but it puts a lot of things in perspective when you're away from the team. You know what I'm saying? You're not allowed to practice. The little things, you miss out on the little things, which is just spending time with the team. Just working on your craft, all that. And then getting into the game, we had the virtual meetings. So I was up on the game plan. I knew what was going on. So that way when I got in the game, I don't miss the beat on what's going on.
Bo and then Jeff.
Is the person who was close to you okay, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. We talk. You've played so many positions. Is it fair to say that right tackle is still the position that you're most comfortable at, or
I'm comfortable wherever. Like in college, I transitioned from tackle to guard. I played guard majority of my college career, and then senior year, I flip-flopped from tackle to guard. But in high school, I played tackle forever. So I always had that comfortability of being able to switch between whichever one.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Matt, what was your level of concern that that you had, that at some point that you would test positive and that you could possibly be the one to spread it to your teammates?
Nobody really wants to have that on their shoulders. That's why they're so adamant on everybody, whether it's a little cough or you're feeling a little bit under the weather, that you report it to the team. That way you can avoid any kind of a situation to spreading it and getting it closed down like some of the other teams that it's happened to in the league.
If I could follow up real quick. So how did you know that it was just someone that had tested positive that you had been around and you found that out and told the team? Is that basically what happened?
Yeah.
And was it like a family member social setting or what exactly how did you come
No, it was just a close. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just a close contact. Don't really have anything else to say about it.
Go ahead, Martin.
So, Matt, when you found out, and then you were obviously away from the building, and then Thursday, I guess the night of the game was the first time you were back in the building. Is that correct?
No, I came back in Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, like, what was it like? Just really not having any practice time, and then having to go into the game Thursday night when Lane got hurt.
Well, Wednesday I kind of tried to make up for the lack of reps. But again, you know how if you don't practice, you don't play. So I was expecting that. But with the mental reps, watching the film, going over the plays, and then getting that little practice on Wednesday in, and allowing me to get kind of a little pickup on what's going on, kind of helped.
Howard and then Jeff. Howard, I think you're on mute if you're there. Go ahead, Jeff.
Matt, so how were the teammates when you were away? Like, what was your communication with them? And when you came back, how did they treat you?
They were just making sure I was good. I got text messages from a couple of the boys I'm close to, the O-line. But then you got the virtual meetings. We text and talk all the time when we're away from the facility. So there wasn't really like a lack of communication. It was just no face-to-face contact.
Yeah. So if I could follow up too, so you obviously you guys are getting tested a lot, but I imagine your testing had to increase a lot during that period. How much significant? How many?
No, it's daily testing. So you get tested every day, Monday through Sunday.
It didn't change for you. It didn't change for you when
No.
when you had this incident. No. Okay. Thank you.